Hey, Dan Splainers. You ever watched The Matrix and thought, man, I wish I could just download Kung Fu straight into my brain?
Yeah, like downloading all that knowledge in just a few seconds.
Well, today's deep dive is exploring something that might actually make that sci-fi dream a reality.
We're talking about mind uploading.
Yeah, that's right.
The idea of transferring human consciousness, thoughts, memories, even your entire personality into a digital form.
It's a pretty complex topic.
Yeah, buckle up, everyone, because this one is a wild ride.
What's really interesting is that even though mind uploading is a popular idea in science fiction, it's actually been something that academics have been seriously discussing for decades.
So where did this wild idea come from? Was it just sci-fi writers with really good imaginations?
Well, science fiction definitely played a role. Early works like Last and First Men by Olaf Stapledon from way back in 1930 kind of planted the seed.
1930?
But a really important shift happened in 1988 with a book called Mind Children by Hans Moravec. He argued for transferring human minds into robots.
Robots.
That's next level.
Yeah.
But let's fast forward to today.
Yeah. How much closer are we to actually making mind uploading a reality?
We've made some amazing strides in understanding the brain, especially with these powerful imaging techniques that we have now.
Like what?
Like fMRI and EEG. They let us see the brain in action.
So we can observe the neural activity.
Yes.
And even map out all the connections in there.
Right.
So we're basically making a super detailed roadmap of the brain.
Like a Google Maps for our neurons.
Imagine a Google Map so detailed that it shows every street and every single wire and connection within each building.
Whoa.
That's the level of detail we're dealing with when we're trying to map the brain.
And they call this connectomics, right?
Right.
And there are billions of neurons, each with thousands of connections.
Yeah.
So how far are we from actually completing this neural map?
Mapping the human brain is a truly enormous task. It's like trying to solve a puzzle.
With billions of pieces. With billions of pieces. And each one has its own unique shape and function.
Yeah.
We have successfully mapped simpler organisms.
Okay.
But a complete human connectome, that's still a distant goal.
So it seems like understanding the brain and actually replicating it digitally are two pretty different challenges.
Yeah. What are the major roadblocks preventing us from making that leap?
Well, the sheer scale of the human brain is one major challenge. Even with the supercomputers that we have today, simulating a human brain in real time is just beyond our capabilities. But there's another really interesting element in this field that could change everything.
Oh.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, now how could AI help with something as complicated as understanding the human brain?
AI is great at recognizing patterns and analyzing huge amounts of data.
Right.
Which makes it perfect for going through the massive amounts of brain data we're collecting.
So it can sift through all the data.
Yes.
So AI could help us crack the code of the brain.
Like maybe even uncover the secrets of consciousness itself?
It's certainly possible. AI could even help us design really sophisticated experiments and run simulations of brain activity.
Oh, wow.
And then by testing different hypotheses about how different parts of the brain interact, we could gain a much deeper understanding of how the brain works.
That's incredible. So we're talking about doing virtual experiments on virtual brains.
Exactly.
So AI could essentially speed up the entire research process.
Yes, and here's where it gets even more interesting.
Oh.
AI could help us optimize the brain simulations themselves.
Right.
So right now, even simulating a small part of the brain takes a huge amount of computational power. But AI could help us develop more efficient algorithms.
And that could make real-time brain simulation a possibility.
It could.
Wow.
So that's getting closer to what we see in science fiction.
Yeah.
A digital brain that can actually think and react in real time.
That's amazing.
Huh.
But who are the institutions actively working on this mind-boggling technology?
It's a huge collaborative effort involving top research institutions all over the world.
Like where?
Like MIT, Harvard, and the EU's Human Brain Project.
Okay.
But the private sector is also heavily involved.
Oh, right.
With companies like Neuralink, Carbon Copies Foundation, and Nectome, all pushing the boundaries of brain-computer interfaces and whole brain emulation.
Well, Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, is probably the most well-known for their work on brain implants.
Yeah, it seems like a whole network of researchers and companies are really dedicated to cracking the code of mind uploading.
But how far away are we from actually seeing this become a reality?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's really hard to give a definite answer.
Okay.
There's a lot of hype surrounding mind uploading.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Some groups like the 2045 Initiative, they claim they'll achieve human immortality through mind uploading by 2045.
2045.
Wow.
That's not that far away. Are they serious?
I'm a little bit skeptical about those kinds of timelines.
Right.
While we're likely to see some pretty significant advancements within our lifetime, we have to consider what level of mind uploading we're talking about. Backing up your memories is a lot different than transferring your consciousness into a robot.
Okay, so what kind of timeline are we actually looking at for different levels of mind uploading?
Well, let's start with the short term.
Yeah.
The next 20 to 70 years,
Uh-huh.
I think we'll see big advancements in brain-computer interfaces,
Okay.
potentially even partial memory or sensory uploads in controlled environments.
So you mean like experiencing a memory or a sensation from somebody else's point of view?
Exactly.
Wow, that would completely change fields like education and entertainment. Imagine just downloading knowledge directly into your brain or sharing experiences like that.
Yeah, amazing.
But what about further down the line,
Yeah.
like 30 to 50 years out? What could we see then?
In that medium-term range, things get a lot more speculative. We might see whole brain emulation, but for simpler organisms,
Okay.
or maybe even partial human emulation for medical applications.
Oh, so like testing new drugs or therapies on a digital copy of a human brain
Right?
so we could potentially replace animal testing.
Exactly.
That would be incredible.
But what about the really long term, like 50 years or more into the future?
Yeah.
Is full human mind uploading with consciousness preservation, is that even possible?
That's where we're really entering uncharted territory.
Yeah.
The probability is still pretty low,
Okay.
but it's not impossible. AI could really change everything.
It's exciting and kind of terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the ethical concerns.
Right.
Like, if we could achieve mind uploading, should we?
Yeah. What are the downsides?
It's really important to talk about the ethics of a technology this powerful.
Yeah.
One big concern is the potential for misuse.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where your digital consciousness could be copied, hacked, or even deleted.
It's like a Black Mirror episode.
It raises all sorts of questions about personal identity.
Privacy and security.
Exactly.
Suddenly, immortality doesn't seem quite so appealing.
Yeah.
If it means your digital self could be held hostage or manipulated.
And there are bigger societal implications, too.
Okay.
Would mind uploading be available to everybody?
Right.
Or would it just be something for rich people?
It could actually make inequality even worse.
Exactly. And there are legal questions, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, how would our legal systems adapt to digital consciousness?
Right.
Would a digital copy of you have the same rights as you?
It's complicated.
It sounds like figuring out how mind uploading would impact society is a whole other challenge.
It is. We need to have open and honest conversations about these issues.
And not just with scientists and engineers.
Right.
We need ethicists and philosophers.
Policymakers.
And the public, too.
This technology has the potential to change how we understand consciousness, identity, and what it means to be human.
Yeah, it's huge.
We need to approach it with a sense of wonder, but also a lot of caution.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what would a world with mind uploading actually look like? Would we be living in virtual worlds like in Ready Player One?
Or would our digital selves just be stuck in server farms?
The truth is we just don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
It could be anything from a disembodied consciousness floating around in cyberspace
Okay.
to a fully immersive virtual reality experience.
So you could have this kind of hybrid existence,
Yeah.
like interacting with the physical world through augmented reality.
All right.
Or we could have completely separate digital realities.
Exactly.
It's hard to even imagine.
Yeah.
But what if we go down the path of whole brain emulation,
Yeah.
creating a perfect digital copy of our brain?
Where would those digital minds live?
Would they be stuck in server farms?
Just as data points in a massive network.
Or would we create new digital environments?
Like virtual worlds for these minds.
So it's like creating a digital afterlife.
It is in a way, and these digital minds could interact and form their own societies and cultures completely independent from the physical world.
So we're talking full matrix here.
It's not as crazy as it sounds.
Okay.
Humans are social creatures,
Right.
and our digital selves would probably look for connection and community too.
So these digital societies would be free from the limitations of the physical world.
Exactly.
Wow.
It sounds like we're not just talking about a technological revolution.
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential cultural and societal one too.
Yeah.
the implications are huge.
It's really hard to grasp. We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have
from the scientific possibilities
the ethical dilemmas.
to the potential societal changes.
This is really just the start of the conversation.
Yeah, as research progresses and technology changes, things will keep evolving.
We'll face new challenges and opportunities.
Right. And it's up to us to figure out how to navigate all of this.
Right.
We need to think about the ethics,
The societal implications.
not just the technology itself,
We need to be thoughtful
open to new ideas.
and approach this with a good mix of curiosity and caution.
And remember, the future isn't set in stone.
Right?
It's shaped by the choices we make. If we talk about these issues, ask hard questions, and approach all of this with a balance of curiosity and caution, then we can help make sure the future of mind uploading benefits all of us.
That's a great point. It's amazing to think about all the different ways our digital selves could exist.
Yeah.
We've talked about living in virtual worlds and having a disembodied consciousness.
Right.
But are there other scenarios mind uploading could lead to?
There's this idea called substrate independence.
Substrate independence.
Yeah, it suggests that once consciousness is digitized, it wouldn't have to be tied to a specific physical form,
Okay.
like a body or a computer.
So it could exist on different platforms.
Yeah, it could.
From computers to maybe even biological bodies,
Right.
or even forms of matter we haven't discovered yet.
Exactly.
So our digital selves could basically jump between different platforms
They could.
and experience reality in ways we can't even imagine.
Think about transferring your consciousness into a robot to explore the ocean
Whoa.
or space.
Or maybe even a virtual world designed just for you.
The possibilities are really endless.
It sounds like mind uploading could change how we understand what it means to exist. But all this potential comes with a lot of ethical and philosophical questions.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, would a digital copy of your mind really be you?
Yeah.
Or just a really good copy?
Right.
Would it have your consciousness, your sense of self?
Your experiences.
And if it did, what rights would it have?
Those are really big questions.
Yeah, philosophers have been trying to answer those questions for centuries,
Right.
but technology is forcing us to confront them in a whole new way.
Yeah. The line between the physical world and the digital world is getting blurrier all the time.
So, dance planners, as we wrap up this deep dive into mind uploading,
It's clear this technology could completely change everything.
everything we know about ourselves and the world.
It's a journey with incredible possibilities, but also huge challenges.
And it's a journey we're all on together.
As research and technology keep advancing, the choices we make right now will determine what happens with mind uploading.
And how it affects humanity.
We need to be thoughtful and have open discussions,
We need to think about the benefits and the risks.
and approach all of this with curiosity and caution.
So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
And if you want to keep learning about how technology is changing the world around us,
Visit us at www.dansplain.xyz.
you'll find articles, videos, podcasts, and even some really cool partner products that can help you navigate the digital world.
Keep those minds sharp,
Stay curious.
and remember,
The future is ours to create.
until next time, Dansplainers,
Stay informed
stay engaged.
and stay awesome.